Hello and welcome to Monday. It's pretty late in the day, and well, yeah, it happens. Um, Today I spent a lot of time working on theorizing a project that will never come to fruition. Probably like 10 years ago, I was kind of into, well, still am. Um, I had this really, I was looking online, getting into tech and all that stuff, and one of the things I came across were these NFC tags. If you don't know what they are, they're basically a little circuit board printed. I'm not so sure how well you can see it in the light, but there's a little coil printed in these stickers, and they sell these in all kinds of formats now. But stickers were the big ones at the time. You can get like a little keychain or like a little, I don't know, circles. You can card size ones. You can get a bunch, right? And the cool thing about these is that they're programmable. So you can put a little bit of code in this and do whatever you want with it. Typically, people use it for websites or like linking to a URL, linking to whatever. You can put little bits of text in here. You can do all sorts of things, right? And one of the big things at the time when I got into these was scripting. Now, these can be used to launch a certain application. And on Android phones, we have this app called Tasker, which basically lets you program whatever you want, however you want on the phone. Lets you do all sorts of crazy things. You can just write a tiny bit of code here, write a lot of code on your phone, which can then execute on a remote server, which can do anything that you can put your mind to, you can program, and it'll work, which is cool. So, for the past couple of days now, I've had the idea of doing NFC business cards. Now, there's a bunch of places that do these. You can get one made for like $30, get your own brand and everything, and then once you tap it, it'll either go to a website and like have all your information displayed, or you can program it to do whatever you want. Right? Cool. Thing is, nothing really. All of these only do one website or whatever, right? And there was this video by a guy who goes by Node years and years ago. It was about 5-6 years ago now, where he basically took a keychain and embedded two NFC chips. These store a few hundred bytes, maybe a kilobyte at max. His had chips that did like 8 kilobytes, which is huge amounts of data. Nothing a lot by today's standards, but for a little chip for NFC, a lot of data. And what he did was he took some buttons and made his own coil and everything, and made a keychain. The special thing about this keychain is that it had 2 chips on it. So you had 2 buttons, and whenever you press the button, it would activate that chip. It would complete the circuit, and you could, scan that chip. Same for the other one. Same for the other button. It was not active, but once you press the button, it activated it, so it was very secure. It was also made in such a way that you can't scan it from a distance. You need to be right up against it. Cool. Really interesting stuff. So I had the idea today of what if I made my own. So I sketched out some diagrams, right? I wanted to do like a credit card kind of shape one, so I can't really see it, but let's imagine I have an old MetroCard here. Let's imagine we took this MetroCard and then we took these buttons. This is a very small button. I was looking at ones that were a lot smaller, but for reference, these are the ones that I have that are the smallest I have, from an old maker kit that I got years and years ago. But basically, I was looking it up, and I was like, I could fit 4 buttons on a card like this. They make them smaller, and just print a circuit on here, right, with the PCB, And like that'd be really cool. Like I'd have 4 different programmable buttons, and I have like 3 websites that I go to. Uh, Maybe 4 that I can like mess with, right? Like I have my personal website, I have my photo blog, I have um sorry, something like stuck in my whatever. Personal website, photo blog, music review website, and like I could link to so many different things, and like I can program it on the fly and like link to that, and it would be so cool. Just be like, oh hey, what's like, how can I reach you? It's just, oh yeah, I press one of the 4 buttons, and it's like, oh yeah, here's my email. Oh, here's my phone. Just like tap your phone against it, and you get like my contact information, everything. Email, website, everything. Like that'd be super cool. And it's just like, oh, that's 1 button. What do the other 3 do? Whatever I want them to do. And you just tap your phone on it, and it'd be so cool. Like, you can launch an app on your phone. Like, I have one in my car that links to my home address. So like, anytime I'm like out and about and like don't really know the way home too specifically, well, too well, I literally just like go in the car, start it, like unlock my phone, tap it to there, put it on the charger, and it's like by the time I'm ready to go, it's like already loaded up how to get home. Super cool stuff to have, like super neat stuff. So I'm like, okay, I have this button here. The thing is, you need to print a very custom circuit, and that's doable, but I don't have the experience or the knowledge how to do that. I was an electrical engineer at one point, and I stopped doing that for reasons because I was not skilled enough. So then there's that. There's a matter of, okay, now that I have that, can I use like the NFC tags that are in here, which are very small and tiny, or can I like use ones that are like actual chips? But then that also comes to like, okay, a credit card is like 0.8 millimeters thick. How will I keep the same profile if I have a chip that's literally like 2 or 3 times the size? And that's not too big of a deal, but like, I can, like, I was getting, like, I found some very, very slim buttons that I could get if I went through with this, but like, if I wanted to do, like, I'm fine with doing like the very small chips like these that are like, very, very tiny with large circuits, and it's like, I can do that, but, how viable is that? Like, would it be better to do that versus what do you call it? A chip, which is much larger and like, it would work better. And then like, how would I get that all together? Like, I could get custom PCB printed and like that would work out, but I have no idea how to design that properly. Like, I can sketch it out, but like getting those files and everything is a whole nother thing. And it's not ideal. I don't think it'll work out for me. Like, it's something that I could very much do. It's just I don't have the knowledge or the know-how to execute this properly. So this project is not going to happen. I spent a day working on a project that will never come to fruition, which happens more often than you think with me, but this one kind of stings a bit. It's like very much in my wheelhouse. I know exactly how, like, what I want, but I am not capable of doing it. I could become capable of doing it, and it's a lot of trial and error, but it's also a lot of time. If I wanted custom PCB, it would take a couple days to get here. If I want the buttons and everything, if I want the NFC tags to get here, everything will be a couple days, which is fine. But it's just like a lot of trial and error needs to happen. Like, I would need to prototype everything and like work that out, and it's more effort than it's worth. It'd be insanely cool, and it's like, if it was something that people would want, I could start selling them. It'd be really interesting and really cool to do, but at least at the moment it's not viable for me, and I don't know. Maybe one day I'll keep this in mind for the future, but it's like, like I see people have done something similar on to this online, but um, nothing to this extent. Like I've seen people do a card with again 4 buttons, but that has a chip in it, and it looks like it would work. But like that guy did like that was one post over as many as I found, and there was one where a guy had he did everything, and like he has the code and everything is up there, like all the files and everything, and it's like has a chip, and like once you scan it, it like lights an actual like LED on the card that's powered somehow, but that it requires soldering, and like it's a very very tiny chip, smaller than this button, I think, like smaller than this. So that's a whole thing that I've soldered very little in my life, and I don't trust myself with that, and I rather, like this seems something I'm capable of doing, but it's also just outside my wheelhouse, and one day I'll get this going, but that day, I don't think that day is this year. Maybe we'll figure something out, but not at the moment. For now, however, that's what we're gonna call it for today. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow. And until then, later.